Live on the Husky YouTube channel and presented by the W Digital Network, Winterset Husky Softball is on the air. The W Digital Network, powered by AHV Productions, is sponsored by Farmers and Merchant State Bank, Winterset Dental, Whitney Messerschmitt with Edward Jones, Hold Our Youth Tight, Tiki Treats, Applegate Tax and Accounting, Madison County Healthcare System, Agriland FS, The Sports Page Grill, Roush Collision and Restoration, McDonald's, Swanson Masonry, Alyssa Tadlock, Madison County Realty, Suds and Pups Laundry and Dog Wash, the Pizza Ranch of Winterset, Jones Creek Apparel, Montross Pharmacy and Gift Shop, the Husky Booster Club, and now Winterset Husky Softball.
Carlisle Wildcats and the Winterset Huskies. Your starting lineup for the game 2 for the Wildcats. Batting first, Olivia Freeman. Batting second, playing center field or left field, number 28, Chloe Rowling. Designated player, number 25, Claire Benson. Pitching, number 37, Logan Brown. Second base, number 43, Mira Heidemann, playing right field. And batting sixth, number 9, Addison Sears. Hitting seventh and playing third base, number 18, Ella Smith. And catching and batting eighth, number 50, Mallory Stutzman. Batting ninth, playing first base, number 3, Mally Stoner. And your flex position center fielder, number 32, Anya Oates. Your starting lineup for your Winterset Huskies for game number 2. Leading off and playing left field, number 1, Devine. Batting second, playing shortstop, number 10, McKenna Olson. And hitting third, playing second base, number 12, Neela Applegate. Third baseman, number 2, Zoe Breeding. First base, number 16, Macy Olson. Batting sixth and catching, number 5, Bella Taylor. Your center fielder for game 2, number 9, Natalie Smith. Designated player, number 30, Bristol Tadlock. And your right fielder, number 14, Addison Gross. And on the mound for Huskies, number 21, Kylie Nelson.
Welcome on back, everybody, to Steve Corcoran Field here for Game 2 of this doubleheader between Carlisle and Winterset. Game 1 went to the Huskies in upset fashion. They take it 7-3 over number 6 Carlisle. Wildcats now 15-5 on the season. Winterset 13-7. It was really a dominant display of offense by the Huskies, who had 14 hits and 7 runs, with half of their hits going for extra bases, 6 doubles and a home run, and then a very dominant performance out of Nelson in the circle. When it was all said and done, she had 7 strikeouts, allowed just 5 hits, and I guess the one thing you would maybe look at to clean up is the walks. She had 4 of them in Game 1, as she gets to start here today in Game 2 as well. She faces off against Olivia Freeman, staying in that leadoff spot for the Wildcats. She went 1 for 3 with a homer, an RBI, and 2 stolen bags in that first game. Right now she'll be in a bit of a hole with an 0-2 count. She'll stay alive for another payoff pitch coming up. The rest of the Carlisle order, a bit of changes. Chloe Rolling will be in the 2 spot, and you'll have Claire Benson, Logan Brown, Mira Heidemann, Addison Sears, Ella Smith, Mallory Stutzman, and then Mally Stoner to close it out. So Rolling the big switch, taking the spot of Parker Kane. 1-2 count for Freeman here. That will head out of play as well. So we'll stay put at a 1-2 count. Rest of the Husky defense stays the same as it was in Game 1. Catching for Nelson is Bella Taylor, I should say. And then from third to first, you'll have Breeding, Olsen, Applegate, and Olsen. And then from left to right, you'll have Devine, Smith, and Gross. Quick conversation for Freeman here. One-two on its way home, and that will get over the head of Olsen at short, and then trouble fielding that is Smith. Freeman takes advantage, shows off the wheels, and takes third. So probably will be a single for her, and then takes 2 bags on the fielding error by Smith out in center.
Number 28, Chloe Rolling.
So an early error out of the Husky defense. It's going to go on Natalie Smith. So a base hit will score Freeman. She scored back in inning number 1 of that first game, and a little bit of a potential squeeze play, and that's exactly what happens. That throw won't be there in time. Nice bunt laid down by Rolling. That scores 1 for Carlisle, and they take the advantage here in the first, just like they did back in game number 1. Bases cleared and 1 down for Claire Benson. She had an 0 for 2 game back in the first. First pitch goes a little high, so again, the early error from Winterset comes back to bite them. Probably should have had Freeman standing at first for the at-bat from Rolling. Now, Freeman did steal 2 bases back in the first game, and sack bunt was probably coming regardless, but most likely don't have a run right now if that error wasn't committed.
At the plate, number 37.
A pop-up for Benson will bring up Logan Brown. Brown 0 for 3. Back in game number 1, had a pair of strikeouts. The 1-0 delivery from Nelson is good for a strike. 1-1 count to Brown. Big hack on the 1-1 missed. We'll have a 1-2. That's popped straight back off the top of the press box. Another foul ball for Brown. We'll come back with a 1-2 count. Again, entered the day as the team's leader in hits at 25. Right behind her was Benson with 24. So far, both of those players have not had hits today. And there is the third strikeout of the day for Brown in the first here in game number 2 for Nelson. But the Wildcats do take 1. They'll lead as we head to the bottom of the first.
We're really excited to announce the addition of our tow truck. In addition to our rental cars, this is going to give us a unique ability to serve you better. We're going to have the ability to take the phone call from you stranded on the side of the highway after a deer hit or a collision, with the potential to load a rental car up on the back of our truck, deliver it to you on the side of the highway, get you back on your way to work or to home, load your accident vehicle up, bring it back to the shop where we can handle your claim process from there.
Pizza Ranch in Winterset promises you a great experience. You'll find a buffet full of your favorite pizzas, the country's best chicken, or just come for dessert. They have party rooms available for your next family gathering or fundraising event. Craving a night in? Pizza Ranch delivers. Order online or call. Open Monday through Sunday, 9 a.m. to 10 p.m. The Pizza Ranch at 1009 John Wayne Drive.
Bottom of inning number 1 here in Winterset. The Huskies trail as they head to the plate for the first time. For the second time here today. Same result happened in game number 1, except it was a 2-0 score, just a 1-0 score here in the second game. And they'll face off against a different pitcher. It's going to be Logan Brown for the Wildcats here in game 2. First pitch from the senior fouled off by Ashlyn Devine. For Logan Brown, she's got an 8-2 record over 44 2/3 innings pitched, a 1.88 ERA. She has struck out a low number of batters with 24, so definitely more of a pitch-to-contact type of pitcher, as she has allowed 38 hits. Only 6 walks, though, so don't expect a ton of free bases given up by Brown here in Game 2. And then opponents are hitting .218 off of her. So between Stoner and Brown, both of them have been very productive in terms of keeping teams from getting hits off of them, both with sub-220 batting averages against them. Put in play by Devine, scooped up by Heidemann for out number 1.
Now batting number 10, McKenna Olsen.
One down for McKenna Olsen. A 2-for-4 performance in game number 1 out of that 2 spot. The Huskies have the same exact lineup, both at the plate and in the field. The rest of the lineup after Olsen includes Neela Applegate, Zoe Breeding, Macy Olsen, Bella Taylor, Natalie Smith, Bristol Tadlock, and then Addie Gross will round things out from the 9 spot. One out of Olsen, fouled off. She also mentioned the Carlisle defense. Catching for Brown here in Game 2 is going to be Stutzman. From third to first, you'll have Smith, Freeman, Heidemann, and Stoner. And then from left to right, it is Rolling, Oates, and Sears here in Game 2. So Wildcats with some changes. Different catcher, different pitcher, new center fielder, and Rolling also gets a start as well. So some changes for them after they fell by 4 runs in game number 1, which certainly would be classified as an upset by the Huskies. 1-2, fouled off by Olsen, staying alive. Again, 2 hits in game 1. That brings her total to 28 on the season, which is not tied for the team lead anymore. She entered tied with Zoe Breeding, but because Breeding had 3 hits, she has the lead spot at 29. Nice play from Smith over at third to stop that one and punch out Olsen for the second out here in the bottom of the first.
Coming to the plate for the Huskies, number 12, Neela Applegate.
That'll bring up Neela Applegate. Just 1 for 2 back in that first game from Applegate. She only was given the opportunity to swing the bat on 2 of her 4 at-bats. She was intentionally walked on her second and third at-bats, but did have a RBI double her first time at the plate. And then the last one in the 6th, she popped up over to Smith at third. And a senior on her way to UNI next season. 21 hits on the year. She has had a phenomenal senior campaign, ranking in the top 10 for batting average, hits, RBIs, doubles, homers, and on-base percentage. She'll get another base hit, trouble fielding it, and left. Advances Applegate over to second. So again, probably a similar situation from the top of the frame where you have a single and then an error out in the field that advances the runner. But Applegate does get herself a hit with 2 outs, something that Winterset did a lot of back in game 1. In fact, they did it in every single inning where they had a base hit with 2 down. Make that now 7 times that they've done that here against Carlisle. Two down, though, for Zoe Breeding, who was absolutely the star of the show back in game number 1. Nearly had the cycle, although was missing probably the toughest hit of the bunch with the triple. She went 3 for 4 with a double, a homer, and a single, obviously, and then had 4 RBIs. So she brought in 4, of Winterset's 7, and at the time it was 4 of 5. Had the clutchest hits, if you will. A 2-run home run in the first, and then the 2 RBI double in the 4th. Both of those hits gave Winterset the lead in those respective innings. 2-1 on its way home to Breeding. She'll look at that one for a strike, and we're evened up at 2-2 with 2 down. Breeding able to get a piece of that. Probably swung at ball 3, though, trying to protect. Brown got her to bite on that chase pitch. Two put in play. Hyde in trouble initially, but she is able to get the throw off in time to punch out Breeding. So despite the 2-out single, Winterset unable to get any. Again, you can see the nice recovery from Heidemann. 1-0 in favor of the Wildcats as we head to the second.
The Sports Page Grill at 224 East Highway 92 in Winterset is the place to meet your friends before or after that big event. With a great menu, you'll find something you love. The Sports Page Grill can host or cater any special events you might have. Just call 515-462-4673. The Sports Page Grill. We'll see you there, and don't forget the Sports Page is the home of Husky Talk Live. Montross Pharmacy has been offering fast, friendly, and professional service with familiar local faces you can trust since 1921. Locally owned and operated. At Montross, you get quick, reliable answers to your prescription and over-the-counter medication questions. They also have the healthcare supplies you need, as well as a gift shop and soda fountain. Conveniently located on the west side of the historic Winterset Square. Open Monday through Saturday.
Inning number 2 coming up here in Winterset. 1-0 lead for Carlisle after 1. It is 5, 6, and 7 in the order here for the Wildcats, which starts with Mira Heidemann. Super productive back in game number 1. 2 for 3 with an RBI. That RBI came in the first inning to plate the second run for Carlisle. They obviously would only go on to score one more, which came in the following inning. So they had 3 in the first 2, but none in the final 5. Oh, 1 to Heidemann, put in play. Picked up by Olsen. The throw a little slow and takes a couple skips off the dirt before it got to Olsen. So it will be a single for Heidemann, her 3rd of the day. And now both innings so far here in game 2 have been led off by singles for the Wildcats. One by Freeman, now one from Heidemann. And that leads Addison Sears to dig in for Carlisle. 1 on, nobody down. Again, Heidemann 9 stolen bases. There's that small ball, and it's a fantastic bunt. And beating out the throw is Sears. It was a good throw from Breeding. I think time is called by Applegate. I'm not sure if she definitely seems frustrated with the call.
No, batting number 18, Ella.
But obviously won't be a change. So it is a pair of singles here for Carlisle to start off this second inning. 2 on, nobody down for Ella Smith, who did some damage last weekend. Had 8 RBIs at the Lynx Invite, which was 3 games for Carlisle. They played 1 against Webster City, and then 1 against Ballard, and 1 against Martindale St. Mary's. One 0 on its way home. Bunt shown. And strike delivered out of Nelson. Bunt goes foul from Smith. So she'll come back with a 1-2, and the bunt likely off the table. She did have a double to lead off the 7th back in game 1. Nelson sends the 1-2 home, a little high and outside, even things up at 2-2. Nice fight here from Smith, fouling off another one. And it will be a strikeout for Nelson on the 2-2. And big time for Winterset. They get an unproductive out of Carlisle, keeping the runners at first and second. Again, a double steal probably unlikely, but these two do both have 9 stolen bases between Heidemann and Sears, both with 9 apiece. Neither of them have been caught stealing, so probably not likely, but these two have been productive enough on the bases where it could be on the table. But as you've seen so far through this doubleheader, small ball tactics by the Wildcats. Bunt not shown this time, and that will get past Olsen. Throw to the plate. We're going to have a close one, and maybe if there wasn't a cutoff, you could have had a potential play. Heidemann likely beats it out. And you get a second look. Yeah, most likely the throw wouldn't have mattered, so the cutoff not a big deal from Nelson, but it's an RBI single from Stutzman. That was her first hit of the day after going 0 for 3 back in game 1. Also looks like we'll have probably the courtesy runner on first. That's Peyton Fogel. Bunt shown and taken back. You'll have the double steal. And no throw from Taylor. So a pair of stolen bags, one for Sears and one for Fogel, who's running in place of Stutzman. And still a bunt laid down. This is going to be a squeeze play. Great bunt out of Stoner. So she'll get the sack bunt. That brings in one.
Now batting number 21.
And back to the top of the order we go with Olivia Freeman. She had that leadoff single back in inning number 1. Came around to score as well off of a sacrifice bunt from Rolling. First pitch in for a strike out of Nelson. But so far here in game 2, Carlisle showing you why they're number 6 here in Class 4A. And they put up 3 runs over the first 2 innings. Back in game number 1, it was the final 5 where they were shut down, getting just 3 base runners total over the course of those 5 innings. So Nelson only faced 3 over the minimum after struggling in the first and having a bit of a hiccup in the second. But a quick meeting for Freeman. Oh, very close, and it is a backwards K that retires Freeman. She was clearly stunned by the call, thought it was a miss outside, but Carlisle adds a couple more runs. 3-0 as we head to the bottom of inning number 2.
Is your puppy in need of a little TLC? Bring them down to Suds and Pups for a complete spa treatment in the state-of-the-art pet wash. Located next to Straight Shots Golf Simulator at 215 North 1st Avenue in Winterset. And don't forget, attached to the dog wash is Winterset's newest laundromat, open from 7 a.m. to 10 p.m. Stop by today.
The McDonald's in Winterset aims to offer an outstanding dining experience and a welcoming atmosphere while maintaining McDonald's gold standard in service, cleanliness, and value. Their vision is to be the top spot in the community for family and friends to enjoy great food, drinks, and conversation. They are open daily from 5 a.m. to 11 p.m., with the drive-thru available 7 days a week from 5 a.m. to midnight.
Three 0 Wildcats here as we enter the bottom of the second. This is the biggest hole of the day for Winterset. They trailed by 2 going into the bottom of the first back in game number 1, but then put up a 3 spot to take the lead at 3-2. It was tied an inning later at 3-3, and then Zoe Breeding effectively broke it open, giving Winterset a 2-run advantage, and that was all the cushion they needed. Did add a couple more for insurance purposes, but 5 was good enough, and it looks like Winterset is going to have to put up a similar number here in Game 2 to try and get a sweep over Class 4A's 6th-ranked team. Huskies have 5, 6, and 7 in the order. You're looking at Macy Olson right now. She went 2 for 4 with a double and an RBI back in that first game. And there is the third base hit of the day out of Olsen. She's now had 3 consecutive at-bats with hits after starting 0-2 in that first game. So 1 on and nobody down for Bella Taylor. 1 for 4 with a double for her back in game number 1. Trying to help her team inch back into this one. Obviously still very early, bottom of inning number 2, but down by 3 runs. Olsen with a big jump there on the first pitch. No stolen bases for Macy Olsen on the season. And she will take second. Got past the catcher Stutzman. So now 1 in scoring position for Taylor. A quick meeting at home plate. I think it's something to do with Olsen. Could potentially be about maybe leaving early, and so the question is whether or not it was fouled at all, which would obviously send Olsen back to first base. And it looks like nothing will change, so 1-1. Your count, the pass ball does push Olsen into scoring position for Taylor. 17 RBIs on the season for Taylor. She's got 1 in play with Olsen over at second. 1-1 in for a strike. And she'll have to climb out of a hole at 1-2. One, 2 misses high and outside to even things up at 2-2. Two rope foul by Taylor. And Carlisle put out a different pitcher here in game 2 with Brown. Talked about it earlier, but Mally Stoner with 2 wins in the Lynx invite last weekend. The other one went to Logan Brown. She threw 5 innings in that third game, struck out 3, allowed 2 hits, no walks, just 1 run. So far, 2 hits for the Huskies through an inning. Full count pitch on its way home to Taylor, and she'll rope that one past the third baseman, Smith. And Winterset will have runners on the corners with nobody out here in inning number 2.
Now batting number 9, Natalie Smith. Courtesy running number 25, Nora Loudon.
The freshman Nora Loudon in as the courtesy over at first base in place of the catcher Taylor. No stolen bases for her on the season. Be curious to see if Coach Smith wants to potentially take second and get 2 in scoring position for Smith. First pitch high. Smith 1 for 3 with a double back in that first game. Bunt shown. And she was able to take it back in time, so we'll have a 2-0 count. This time bunt laid down, pushing foul, and it will go foul. So Smith will have to come back. It was a good bunt, just couldn't stay fair long enough. Two one on its way from Brown, and this bunt will go back. So now that play is off the table with a 2-2 count. Two is a swing and a miss out of Smith. So they were trying to get the bump play. She couldn't get either down fairly. And then she strikes out when she has to swing the bat. So an unproductive out for Winterset with runners at the corners. And that will bring up Bristol Tadlock. 1 for 3 back in that first game. And be curious to see if that bunt play could be utilized here with one down. A late swing from Tadlock, fouling that off. And the bunt will go straight back. So now 2 straight batters unable to lay down bunts. And some frustration from Coach Smith over at third base. Trying to find a way to manufacture some runs here in the second. Now it will have to come down to some swings here for the Huskies. Attacking inside, and Olsen chose not to go. Probably would have been close. Not a terrible idea not to go. And get that second look. Yeah, it would have been close if she did take off. Not the worst thing with just one down to stay put over at third. 1-2 pitch. The chase will get Tadlock. She goes down swinging. So back-to-back strikeouts for Winterset puts them in danger here of potentially not taking any here in the second despite having runners on the corners with nobody out. Hattie Gross will step in. And runners at third and second. It's Olsen at third and the courtesy Loudon running for Taylor over at second. First pitch goes high to Gross. She's very productive out of that 9 spot in the order in game 1. 2 for 3 with a double and an RBI. And now we'll have a meeting in the circle here for the Wildcats. And big at bat for both sides. Despite Carlisle striking first in game number 1, they were unable to really ever play with any cushion. Obviously, they did lead by 2 going into the bottom of the first, but it was a very quick answer from the Huskies, scoring 3. And from there, it was basically even the entire way until Winterset pulled away in the 4th, and eventually adding insurance in the 5th and the 6th. This would be a big get for Carlisle if none score with 2 on and nobody down. We'll see if Gross can deliver here at the bottom of the order and give the top of the lineup a chance to do some damage as well. Half swing but a full strike out of Devine. Or check that, Gross for the first strike of the at-bat. And that one just misses from Brown. A good spot. Couldn't get the call. And the advantage goes to Gross. At 2-1. A swing and a miss out of Gross on the 2-1. Even things up at 2-2 Brown just a pitch away from getting out of a jam here. Two on its way, and staying alive is Gross. "15 hits, 7 RBIs on the season for the sophomore. Trying to step up once again here today. Two popped up out into left center, and that's going to be taken by the center fielder, Oates. So Carlisle gets out of a jam, stranding 2 Huskies in scoring position. 3-0 lead as we head to the third.
The McDonald's in Winterset aims to offer an outstanding dining experience and a welcoming atmosphere while maintaining McDonald's gold standard in service, cleanliness, and value. Their vision is to be the top spot in the community for family and friends to enjoy great food, drinks, and conversation. They are open daily from 5 a.m. to 11 p.m., with the drive-thru available 7 days a week from 5 a.m. to midnight.
Swanson Masonry specializes in foundation replacement throughout central Iowa. If your foundation is damaged, their experienced team can safely and efficiently remove your existing foundation and construct a new one. While foundation replacement can be an extensive undertaking, Swanson Masonry has the skills necessary to get the job done right. Let them put their expertise to work for you. Give them a call at 515-210-3463.
Carlisle, number 28, Chloe Rowling.
It is 2, 3, and 4 in the order here for Carlisle in inning number 3. So far, they've scored in both innings, 1 in the first, 2 in the second, trying to grow their lead. And once again, that small ball on full display. A number of bunt attempts all night long for the Wildcats, trying to utilize their speed and manufacture base runners, and then hopefully for them into runs. We'll see if Rowling can get one down. She had a sacrifice bunt play that was good for an RBI back in the first. She'll swing the bat on the slap, and that gets through the 5-6 hole for a base hit out of Chloe Rowling. And he kind of had that left side playing in, giving them less time to react to the slap play. And Rowling gets her first hit of the day. Had 2 at-bats in game number 1. Was 0 for 1 officially. And now she is 1 for 2 officially after that sac bunt play in the first inning. So 1 for 2 with an RBI for Rowling here against the Huskies. Benson at the plate for the Wildcats, looking for her first hit here today. She's 0 for 3. Popped up to Olsen at short. Back in inning number 1. Shows bunt and got a piece of it, but she'll have to come back. 0-2 your count for Benson. Oh, 2 is good for a base hit. Back-to-back singles out of Rowling and Benson to start off this third inning. And that brings up Logan Brown. Feels like someone who is due for Carlisle. 0 for 4 on the day with 3 strikeouts, despite being the team's leader in hits at 25. She's now tied for that spot after Benson got her first hit of the day. And that throw will get past third And the throwing error, plates rolling. So you had the double steal from Rolling and Benson. And then Rolling scores on the throwing error from Taylor. Again, a low throw, hard to get for Olsen. And now you'll have one in with one in scoring position for Brown. Bunt shown from Brown, laid down, and a close play. Olsen had to duck under. It was Applegate that covered. So a successful sacrifice bunt play from Brown. Pushes Benson over to third. One down here in inning number 3 for Carlisle, up by 4, trying to extend that even further. It's Mira Heidemann at the dish. She'll watch pitch number 1 for strike number 1. And she has been great today for the Wildcats. 3 for 4 across the 2 games with an RBI, including a single to lead off inning number 2 here in the second game tonight. She'll show bunt back up the middle, and they're going to choose to take the out. So another sacrifice bunt play. This one good for an RBI out of Heidemann. And that clears the bases, and the Wildcats lead by 5 runs. You've now had 4 sacrifice bunts here in game 2 by the Wildcats. 2 have scored runs. Back in game 1, surprisingly, there was just one of them. But again, trying to show bunt numerous other times. Did have a bunt for a hit as well. The 1-0 is good for a strike from Nelson. She's got Addison Sears at the plate. Sears singled and stole a bag back in the second. Almost went after that high pitch, but was able to lay off. Two-one, jammed up Sears and popped up over to Applegate at second, but another productive inning for the Wildcats. They add 2 more and they lead by 5 as we head to the bottom of the third.
Looking for a taste of paradise right here in Winterset, Iowa? Come chill at Tiki Treats Iowa, your local spot for Hawaiian-themed treats. Dive into creamy Dole soft serve, refresh with our tropical snow, sip on fresh squeezed lemonade, and snack on warm buttery pretzel bites. It's a tropical getaway, no plane ticket required. Swing by Tiki Treats Iowa today and treat yourself to a mini vacation in every bite.
AgriLand FS is a financially strong and dependable cooperative rooted in more than 90 years of experience with our eye on tomorrow. With 28 locations across southern Iowa and northwest Missouri, and from the field to your home and all points in between, you can trust AgriLand to be there when and where you need them. Call 515-462-5353 to learn more. AgriLand FS, where loyalty and integrity still means something.
We enter the bottom of the third with the Huskies having a steep hill to climb over the remainder of this game. Obviously still plenty of softball with potentially 5 chances at the plate.
Leading off the third for the Huskies, number 1, Ashlyn Devine.
But right now they'll have to get things going. It's the top of the order in Ashlyn Devine, and then McKenna Olsen and Neela Applegate to try and spark something for the Huskies here in game 2. First pitch watched for a strike from Devine. So far, Winterset with 3 hits through their 2 innings of play. Game number 1, they had 14 hits, 7 runs, with half of those hits good for extra base hits, 6 doubles, and a home run out of Breeding. And they need a little bit of that to carry over here into the second game to close this 5-run gap between them and the Wildcats. And like we said, this is a big doubleheader today here in the Raccoon River. Carlisle entered in second at 5-2. Winterset 4-2. The Huskies now 5-2 with Carlisle at 5-3. So for now, you can move Winterset up a slot and Carlisle down a slot. But obviously, the Wildcats trying to answer back here in Game 2 and flip those positions once again. The 1-2, a miss outside. In terms of these two teams against North Polk, who currently holds that first place slot, Winterset has not played them yet. They'll play them in a doubleheader here at Steve Corcoran Field on June 30th. That's 2 weeks from today, as Devine gets herself a base hit on the 2-2. As for Carlisle, they have had one matchup with North Polk. It was actually their season opener. At home, they fell to the Comets 5-0. The next time they'll play North Polk won't be for a very long time. It will be the second to last game of the regular season on July 7th. So you have almost to start the season with them and end the season with them in terms of the regular season. And now we'll have back-to-back hits from the top of the order for Winterset. Devine and Olsen starting off this third strong for the Huskies.
Hannah Olsen now batting second baseman Neela Applegate.
Applegate will dig in. 2 on, nobody down again. Almost the same situation as the second for Winterset, except they had that runner at second at third with nobody down. We'll see if this time they can push at least one run across, if not a few. Applegate threatening to give Winterset their second hit of the inning. She can't. She'll reach on a fielder's choice. And Olsen is out on the 6-4 over at second. It looked like it was going to sneak through, but Freeman able to get over there in time. So now 1 down for Winterset with runners at the corners. A chance for Zoe Breeding to step up once again here today. She did it plenty of times back in game number 1. Again, 3 for 4 with a double home run and 4 RBIs for her. First pitch to Breeding, in for a strike from Brown. Breeding grounded out to second to close down inning number 1. Bunt shown from Breeding. Nice one. Just kind of died in the dirt. And beating out the throw is Breeding. So she'll get an RBI single when it's all said and done.
After the RBI by Breeding, now batting.
Getting a second look. Just a great bunt that just dies for Logan Brown, who's trying to track it down. So make that RBI number 5 and hit number 4 for Zoe Breeding here tonight. 2 on, 1 down for Macy Olsen. And time called by Coach Anita Smith. Calls her runners and Olsen together, going over a situational play, I'd imagine. Can you get that look at Coach Anita Smith in her first year as a head coach with Winterset, replacing legendary head coach in Steve Corcoran. Again, 25 years for him at the helm. 5-time state champ. She takes over. She was previously a head coach at 2 different schools here in Iowa, one being Garner Hayfield Ventura and the other being Mock Floyd Valley. Gets her chance here in 4A with the Huskies to keep a legendary program on the right trajectory. And so far, bouncing back from a down year for the Huskies last year, again, did not make state. They missed it by 1 game, falling to ADM 6-0, who was the eventual runner-up in Class 4A, losing The other team you're watching here tonight in Carlisle, who won that state title 7-6 over ADM. But like I said, a 7-9 finish in the Raccoon River. That gave them a 5th place finish. I'm talking about Winterset here in 2024. And just just 6 games over 500 at 23-17. So far 13-7 here in 25. And it'll be a 1-2 count for Olsen. And she's had 3 straight hits dating back to that first game of this doubleheader. Trying to keep that streak going here in the 3rd. Puts one in play straight into the glove of Smith, and they are able to double up Applegate. So a great play over at 3rd from Ella Smith. Only allows Winterset to take 1 in the 3rd. A second look at that one, and just a rocket off the bat from Olsen. And then Applegate is doubled up. So it is 5-1 in favor of Carlisle. You're watching Winterset Softball here on the W Digital Network.
At Winterset Dental, doctors Jason Phelps and James Elliott offer comprehensive general dentistry for the whole family, including same-day crowns, root canals, extractions, and implants. They now also provide cosmetic services like Botox and dermal fillers at their new state-of-the-art 6,000-square-foot facility. Call Winterset Dental at 515-462-5755.
Farmers and Merchant State Bank is your locally owned and operated hometown bank with hometown pride, and they are very proud of the Winterset Huskies. Farmers and Merchant State Bank makes local decisions, has local concerns, and prioritizes you, the customer, and the personalized service you receive. Give them a call or stop by one of their locations in Winterset, St. Charles, or Orient. Member FDIC. Let's go Huskies.
4th inning here in Winterset. Wildcats lead it 5-1 after 3. The Huskies were able to help out Nelson a little bit, getting 1 in the bottom of the 3rd. But it's going to come down to Nelson to get back to her Game 1 form to give her offense a chance, because Carlisle has scored runs in all 3 innings so far. 2 in both the 3rd and the 2nd, and just 1 in the 1st. It's 7-8-9 in the order, and it starts with Ella Smith, who had that great double play to close down the bottom of the frame back in the 3rd. First pitch is watched for a ball. She went down swinging on her first at-bat here in Game 2 and had a double back in Game 1. One-0 in for a strike. One got Smith. 1-2 count now. Two sent out into left, and going off of the fence for another double is Ella Smith. Looked like Devine kind of pumped the brakes. Maybe she thought it was going to go out, but looked like there was maybe a play to be made. Regardless, it's going to be a double for Smith to lead off the 4th. 7th hit now for the Wildcats. Bunt shown, pulled back, but a strike is thrown from Nelson. Stutzman with an RBI single in the 2nd. Bunt laid down by Stutzman, picked up by Breeding. Sacrifice bunt play there for Stutzman to advance Smith over to third. One down
Number 2, Melly Stoner.
for Mally Stoner. She had the squeeze bunt. That was good for an RBI. Had a runner at third in Sears. And put down the bunt, allowing her to score, and she's punched out over at first. Bunt laid down once again. They're going to go for the play at the plate, and they won't get it. It will be an RBI once again. For Stoner. Back to the top of the order we go for Carlisle. And it looks like a pinch runner.
Number 21, Olivia Freeman.
I think that's number 1 for Carlisle.
Courtesy running for Carlisle. Number 1, Courtney Hoffman.
That is Courtney Hoffman, the freshman. Just one out. The Wildcats have already gotten back the one run that Winterset scored in the bottom of the third, so back to a 5-run advantage for them as they continue to pull away from the Huskies. Freeman lays off the 0-1. Was a little tempted, but held back. So far here in game 2, 1 for 2. Singled and scored in the first, went down looking to close down the second. Bunt shown, and had a bit of a running start, goes foul. So bunt off the table now for Freeman with a 1-2 count. She'll have to swing the bat, but obviously she's been very productive doing that today with a home run back in that first game, and like we said, the single here to lead off game number 2. Wildcats trying to avoid a sweep against Winterset, looking for the split after falling 7-3 in that first game. And that is going back into shallow right, and it will be a double play to close down the top of the fourth. Second look. Again, you had the steal attempt there by the courtesy, and that left her in a bad spot. Another double play closes down an inning. We head to the bottom of the fourth, back to a 5-run advantage for Carlisle.
AgriLand FS is a financially strong and dependable cooperative rooted in more than 90 years of experience with our eye on tomorrow. With 28 locations across southern Iowa and northwest Missouri, and from the field to your home and all points in between, you can trust AgriLand to be there when and where you need them. Call 515-462-5353 to learn more. AgriLand FS, where loyalty and integrity still means something.
Remember when retirement meant just stopping work and slowing down? Well, nowadays it's about so much more. Today's retirees are embracing newfound freedom and exploring new interests. Edward Jones Financial Advisors are here to help you identify your priorities and goals and create a plan to achieve them. Call Whitney Messer-Smith at 515-468-6200 to schedule an appointment today. Edward Jones, member SIPC.
6, 7, 8 in the order for Winterset here in the fourth. Again, cut into that lead a little bit back in the third, scoring 1 to go down by 4. Now they're back down by 5. Starts with Bella Taylor trying to help her squad get back into this one. That one will sky out of fair territory. Taylor singled back in the second, was stranded over at second base. 1-1 fired home from Brown. She'll get one back to the circle, and she'll punch out Taylor on a 1-3. Get things going here in the bottom of the fourth. That brings up Natalie Smith. So really the best spot early for Winterset to be in a position to make it interesting was in that second inning. They were trailing by 3. They had runners on the corners with nobody down, and then back-to-back strikeouts from Smith and Tadlock, and then a fly out to center from Gross ultimately eliminated what looked like a promising start to the inning and a potential threat by the Huskies. Smith was the first one that went down in order, 1, 2, and 3 between her, Tadlock, and Gross. And that's going to go off the body of Smith, allowing Smith to get on. So an error charge to Ella Smith puts Natalie Smith aboard for Bristol Tadlock. Going to strike out for Tadlock back in the second. Just one hit in that first game, and went after that chase pitch. There's also a heavy shift for Carlisle here. Center fielder Oates playing right in that left center field gap. And then the right fielder Sears playing very straight up out in right field. Again, despite being a lefty, Tadlock has been late. She had a couple grounders to third. And so that's obviously the result for that shift. Not many times you see this kind of shift for a lefty. More times than not, it would be for a righty. Another time, Tadlock goes after one of those chase pitches. 1-2 the count. Brown's been in control for really most of this game. She has given up 6 hits, but her and the rest of the defense have been able to escape any threat from the Huskies. One, two, goes foul. So Tadlock will come back. Another 1-2 on its way home. Tadlock doing a nice job staying alive here. She had a couple foul balls over the last few pitches to stay alive. Again, went after those chase pitches, so I'd be curious to see if Brown gives her another one of those. See the movement from Stutzman, and there it is, that chase pitch. Tempting for Tadlock, and she'll go down swinging for the second time here in Game 2. So now 2 down for Addie Gross. And the inning could be over already, but the error from Smith gave Winterset 1 on here in the fourth. Foul ball on the first pitch to Gross. Again, she flew out to Oates in center field back in inning number 2. Oh, 1 out into left, backing up and making the catch is Rolling. For the third and final out of the fourth inning, the Huskies go scoreless. Your score is still 6-1 as we head to the fifth.
Here in Winterset, let Applegate Tax and Accounting provide you with all the assistance you need for your taxes and accounting services. Ben Applegate is a certified public accountant and an IRS-registered tax preparer, ready to help you with locations in Winterset and Waukee. For more information, call 515-462-4600 888-888-4553 or visit their website.
The Husky Booster Club's goal is to broaden the involvement and enrichment of students, student families, the school, and the community through its support for junior high and high school-related activities. Money raised by the Husky Booster Club directly benefits all high school and junior high athletic and fine art programs. The Husky Booster Club has provided over $40,000 in funding over the last 3 years. To become a Husky Booster Club member, go to huskyboosterclub.org.
Start of the fifth inning here in Winterset, 6-1 Wildcats. 2-3-4 in the order for Carlisle. They've put themselves in the position to potentially mercy rule the Huskies here in Game 2 after losing 7-3 in that first one. A fantastic bunt from Rolling and the speed to beat out the throw. You could not have drawn up a better bunt from the freshman Rolling, and that thing just died right in front of the plate. She beat out the throw. Leadoff single for the Wildcats. But again, kind of the point we were saying, potential run rule on the table. Carlisle would need at least 3 runs. It is 8 after 5. So if they're able to get to 9, at least 9, and hold the Huskies to nothing in the bottom of the 5th, they would draw the split here in Winterset. And now it looks like you'll have the switch from the left side to the right side for Benson after taking that strike. 1-1 goes high. Looked like Rolling was potentially on her way to steal a base. Again, team's leader in stolen bags with 26 for Rolling. And that bunt goes into the glove of Breeding. They're unable to double up Rolling. And now she tried to take second, and she was able to get back to first in time. But the bunt pops straight up to Breeding. That's good for out number 1. Carlisle avoids a double play. And it will keep going with Logan Brown. 0 for 1 here in the second game. A strikeout and then laid down a sacrifice bunt in the third. Swings on the first pitch. Rolling finally attempts to steal a base. And she is canned for the first time all season long. A second look at this throw from Bella Taylor behind the dish. She connects with Olsen. Great play from those two. And there's now 2 away here in the 5th. Big hack from Brown. She'll be down in the count now 0-2. To a miss outside there from Nelson. Starting to get a little dark outside. Hopefully this can get wrapped up before any rain or thunderstorms. 1-2, shot out into center. Backing up is Smith. It won't matter. It is a solo blast out of Logan Brown, her 3rd on the season. And Carlisle adds another run to their advantage. Ultimately, though, a big play now by Taylor that they were able to catch Rolling attempting to steal. If they didn't, It would be a 7-run game. And looks like we have Lightning spotted, which I think is at least a 30-minute delay. But we'll see if this one continues. We'll step aside at 7-1, Carlisle.
Jones Creek Apparel offers graphics and logo design, screen printing, embroidery, direct-to-film, and promotional products. Proud supporters of Winterset Athletics. They are happy to work with any organization or individual, regardless of the order size. Open Monday through Friday, 8:30 a.m. to 5 p.m., and Saturday, 9 a.m. to noon. Give them a call at 515-462-4132 or visit their website, jonescreekapparel.com. Jones Creek Apparel.
At Madison County Healthcare System, you're not just another patient. You're part of our family. Our dedicated team of familiar faces is here to provide personalized care throughout your treatment journey. From family medicine to emergency care and more, we offer expert care close to home. Trust the faces you know for the care you need. Madison County Healthcare System, where every patient is family.
Pizza Ranch in Winterset promises you a great experience. You'll find a buffet full of your favorite pizzas, the country's best chicken, or just come for dessert. They have party rooms available for your next family gathering or fundraising event. Craving a night in? Pizza Ranch delivers. Order online or call. Open Monday through Sunday, 9 a.m. to 10 p.m. The Pizza Ranch at 1009 John Wayne Drive.
We're really excited to announce the addition of our tow truck. In addition to our rental cars, this is going to give us a unique ability to serve you better. We're going to have the ability to take the phone call from you stranded on the side of the highway after a deer hit or a collision, with the potential to load a rental car up on the back of our truck, deliver it to you on the side of the highway, get you back on your way to work or to home, load your accident vehicle up, bring it back to the shop where we can handle your claim process from there.
we have an official verdict here in Winterset. Today's game will be postponed until tomorrow. Score is 7-1 here in the 5th. Please pay attention to school social media for Winterset to see when that official time will be determined to resume this game. Again, currently 7-1 in favor of Carlisle.